Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys Spawn figure, which is part of the Mortal Kombat 11 line, which is not a Spawn line. But this figure is way better than the Spawn that we got in the Spawn line, so go figure, no pun intended. I don't know what's going on. Why are the Spawn figures that are in the MK11 line better than the Spawn figures that aren't? It's so strange. But this one's solid. This is like a good go-to classic Spawn. If you're okay with the red parts on his suit, this one's for you. If you're not, buy it and paint him, I guess, because the other figure is nowhere near as good as this. Like, not at all. If you want to see that review, it's up there in the corner. But this one's pretty darn good. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 7.5 inches. That's going to make him roughly 19 centimeters. Here he is up against everyone's favorite Marvel Legends figure, the best there ever was. He comes up to the chest / chin, I guess, if you count the top of the head. Here he is up against the McFarlane Toys Arkham City Batman. As you can see, Spawn has some height to him, which is pretty cool, I think. And here he is up against a prototype from the Rival Clans line. So he's bigger because he's a 7-inch figure, and that's not a 7-inch line. Okay, so let's do a quick question of the day. Red or no red on the main suit for Spawn? For me, I'm indifferent. I guess I might technically prefer no red just so that there's more contrast against the cape, and I prefer black hands instead of the red gloves, but I still like this one too for other reasons. I think the red, black, white look is very nice. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and dive into the aesthetic. It is good enough. The paint job is pretty clean where there is paint. You can see it's kind of like a creamish white color. It's not quite white, but that's pretty clean. It's a little bit fuzzy right here on the chest. It's a little bit of an issue, but mostly it's good. The spikes are painted and the buckles are painted, and it's all very nice. It's not elaborate. There's no wash on the cape. There's no wash anywhere. This one doesn't have the grunge look at all. It's a very clean figure. There's no lining or anything done. Probably because there's too much paint everywhere else that they didn't bother doing it. The head, I think, is a nice job. The eyes could be a little cleaner, I guess, but it's pretty darn good. The only real downside to all of this is that the head plastic doesn't quite match the rest of the body. It's a much more pure black, and the rest of the body is kind of grayish. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I don't think it's an overall deal breaker, but it's not great, definitely. And the shading around the eyes does look nice. I do wish the chains had a wash or something going on because they just look like molded silver plastic, which is what they are, and it's not excellent. What the heck happened there? I just noticed a thing. All of the chains have the spike coming out at the end of the chain, as you would guess, but on this one, did mine get some kind of weird molding issue? I don't see how that's even possible, because the way molds work, you couldn't do that. That's got to be sculpted that way. Is that in the game that way? Somebody let me know. What's up with that? They have to all look like that. There's no way mine just... Because that's one piece of plastic. I don't understand how that happened. Maybe it's intentional. I don't know. Otherwise, it looks good. So I'm going to give it an overall rating for a $20 figure, a 9 out of 10. Like, come on. People want to complain about, oh, McFarlane figures this and that, and I agree most of the time, but these figures are only $20. This figure costs $7 less than this figure. Holy crap. I don't know for sure if he was a 27. He might have been a 26. But either way, this figure costs more than this figure. Let that sink in, Hasbros. Let that sink in. Okay, so let's talk about accessories. He doesn't have any. Not really. He does have these chains which peg into his back, which I guess just float around in the game rather than hanging down like normal. I hate that. I don't like it. You can't do anything with them. They're not bendy. They just get in the way and they don't look that great. So I like what they were going for. I like the idea behind the chains, but I would rather just not have them. So we're going to pop them off and leave them off, I'm thinking. But yeah, they're not my cup of tea. So we'll get rid of those. And then we do get this wonderful display stand. That's it. So 0 out of 10 for accessories, not counting the chains, not counting the display stand. Alright, let's talk about articulation. The head is on a double ball peg. He can look up very nicely. He can look down nice enough. It rotates. Of course, the cape gets in the way a little bit, but you can. And you can lean it and do whatever you want. So I like that. Other than where the cape is, he has full range, so that's good. Shoulders are on the big ball peg that moves around, and the cap. This is a lot like the Commando spawn where the shoulders are very wide, and I like it. It looks good. I don't like these caps, but if that's what it takes for them to give us wide shoulders, I will take it. You get your full range of motion out of the shoulder, everything you want to do, not counting where the cape is, so that's okay. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow gives us perfectly good range, no problem there. You have a ball hinge wrist, so that's good. Fist hand on this side, gun hand on this side. No gun for him to hold, but I suppose you could find a gun or a sword or something, or maybe even an axe. Speaking of which, do you guys want some more spawn axes? The kind that I made before? Because I'm thinking I might do another batch of those, hopefully before the year's out, as soon as I can get these Venom feet done. You guys ordered way more Venom feet than I expected, so I'm making Venom feet. So many Venom feet every day. Anyway, do you guys want axes? Let me know. Okay, diaphragm joint on this guy. Leans back a little bit, not so far. Looks decent though, it's continued sculpt and paint. And leaning forward, almost none. Why is there no range in the torso? Side to side is okay. Rotation is fine. There's no leaning forward or back on this. That's so annoying. At the lower torso, I still can't get him to lean back. Or forward. And barely side to side. He just has a swivel. I mean, it's not... It's a ball peg, but why is it so limited? What happened? That's so annoying. Come on, McFarlane. Doesn't cost more to give us the range. It's already there. That's weird. Okay, bringing the leg forward. The diaper goes way too low. I would trim out some of this black if it was not... If I was you, I'm not doing it because I'm reviewing it, but if I was you, I would trim out some of that black so you can bring the leg forward, because as it is right now, you have to really flex that diaper piece, and it still doesn't go that far forward unless you really want to flex it, which I'm not going to do. Going back is not bad. You get some range. Going out to the side, almost full-on splits, so that's a very good thing. I like that. Thigh swivel, basically none. That's a bummer. Double jointed knee. This is one of the best looking knees he's done. He being Todd, even though I know he's not making the figures himself. This is definitely one of the best knees in the line. All of the McFarlane line. All of them. Lines. Very nice. That's good. Alright. Ankles are still not good though. We have the ratcheting hinge, which is too ratchety, not pleasant, and it's too loose. So that's a problem too. Of course, you get a nice ankle rocker out of it, so that's good. But the ratcheting is not cool. Toe hinge on this one's not bad. It's far enough forward and it's relatively stiff, so that's okay. On this side, it's all the same, but it's inside the boot. So you're going to be basically limited to having the foot level with the boot. So there's that. Okay, next thing I want to talk about... Well, no, let's just rate the articulation, then we'll move on to the next category. So I'll give the articulation 7. It's not good in the torso. The rest is standard. Ankles are a little iffy, but otherwise it's okay. So now we have to do a cake rating. No! They fired their cake guy! Well, no, that's not true. All the cake went to Catwoman. So his cake is gonna get a 2. He doesn't have much cake. No cake, really. None to be had. That's disappointing. Okay, so, final verdict on this guy. For 20 bucks, it's awesome. Like, it's not perfect by any means, but for $20, guys, you can't even get a figure for $20 anymore from any other company that has the articulation like this. And size especially, and enough paint. This is an easy pickup. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 overall. Has its flaws for sure. Needs accessories, some articulation limitations. Could be a little bit better in terms of the aesthetic, but for 20 bucks, nah. This is an easy pickup. I'm gonna recommend it for sure. If you're at all inclined to get spawn figures, get yourself one. Alright, there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.